This is the final part of, I guess, Diptales or what happened to Shay. Not sure yet what the label's gonna be, what the name's gonna be in a sense. I like Diptales. It tells from the dip. Like I'm leaning towards a little bit of different stories, but we'll figure that out. So this is the last of the sequel, just to follow up. First off, let me start by saying the purpose of this was more so just to get the truth out there. Like it wasn't about pointing the finger, it wasn't about calling nobody out, it wasn't about none of that. It was about just hearing different stories and people not knowing, you know, and me being the public figure that I am, knowing a little bit more than the average person would know. So I figured I'd share what I learned because there's no reason to lie about it. It doesn't change the reality of what happened. I lost my child. My mom lost her granddaughter. My father lost his granddaughter. Her mother lost her child. Their brothers and sisters lost their sister. Like everybody lost. Speaking of losing, they had trial. I want to say January 8th, January 12th, I'm not sure. My daughter asked me to go. Told her I couldn't go down there. Like, if I went down there, I felt as if I was going to jail because, like, we in the same room. I got to put hands and feet on her. I got to do something. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't know, like, they had trial. And like I said, I felt as though I wanted to get at him because like it's not worth it. But at the same time, like I don't want to relive it in a sense. Like going down there, that process of everything is like going through it all over. And it's like I had to go through it once. Like I don't want to experience it again. Like it doesn't change nothing. It really doesn't help anything. It's just it's justice as the people would say. But even though it's justice, no shade or disrespect to justice, it doesn't really getting justice. Me personally doesn't help with the pain. Like it doesn't help with the process of still grieving. Like the little her friend was convicted. I think it was third degree or second degree. I ain't sure, but he got life. TJ got life for shooting Alice Shay, and he also has he had a bad day that day. Let's talk about that. I learned about this day that this happened. Like, I guess a 24, maybe 36-hour period. He had a domestic with his baby mom. He robbed his neighbor. Then he subsequently, accidentally shot his homie, which was my daughter. Like, that's a real, I thought I had bad days. That's a bad day. Like, and that's what I want to talk about also as in the losing part. Like, his family lost him. Like his mother will never see him again. He'll never be a free man. His father will never see him again. He'll never be a free man. His baby, his child now has to get raised without a father. Like it'd be so much to it, to the side, like to the situation. Like it affects both families. Like it just don't affect the one. Like the victim and the what I don't know what the aggressor, plaintiff, defendant, whatever you want to call it, but whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Like it affects both our families. And it's like, damn, you never really paid attention to that part until you actually experienced it. Like,
in here?
like it's just like it's different.
You had a really like interesting perspective on that because a lot of people just they angry and they only see it from their side, but you actually see it from both sides. So.
No, I see it from both sides. I do, based off like I I know his father. I know I know his uncle. Like I grew up with who'd have thought that he would, this would happen in general, but like growing up in my neighborhood, we was kind of family oriented. So as a kid, like I did play with some of his family and grew up around his family, including his father. So I can say that's why I can say like, damn, it affects all of us. Like I ain't gonna just take it from my side as in damn, I ain't gonna be. I'm gonna think of others than myself. I'm gonna say that, you know. Like some even in this fucked up situation that I am, it's still I know it just doesn't affect me. It affects a lot of people. And just thinking about it is like you just can't help but acknowledge it. Like my dad says that to me all the time about when he talks about it. Like he like it's stupid. Like she lost her life, he lost his life, and both families are affected by it. And I'm like, Dad, that's life, but this is something that the reality in this city that happens a lot. Crime rate is through the roof. People getting shot every day. Every day a motherfucker shot and dead. Every day a motherfucker family is going through what I experienced. So I don't know, like I'm not saying it's cool, but it is happening and I'm not afraid to talk about it in a sense. I'm not afraid to speak on it. And it's not when I speak, it's not about being right or wrong. It's just an honest opinion. And you disagree, you disagree. If you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Like no love lost, no beef, no none of that. It's just, what I mean? As a Cam Brown would say, it is what it is. Uh, but for the most part, like I said, he was sentenced. I did receive justice, and now it's just about the grieving part and just dealing with it day to day. Her birthday's coming up. Like this was another reason too, like doing this. Like her birthday is February  15th. Alice Shay Lene Reader, and I planned on, I guess, just setting the record straight, setting the story straight, because my family has discrepancies. Like I said, I mentioned before. At first, it was like, well, what did I do to cause this happen? When like I ain't do nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, and what made y'all think this to begin with? Then just them gathering up, not with me, but gathering up at my sister crib when I lost my child, and me having to do this alone. Like this thing I went through, like a couple niggas came through my crib that I fuck with. My pop was there, but just overall, like they say, death either bring the family together or push it apart. Like my experience, it pushed us apart because we was dysfunctional to begin with, and now after this experience and how like they played, like I was where I was grieving. Everybody was grieving in their own area, but it was never an invite for me to come to the area. At the time, I didn't even know my sister lived there. Me and her not on the best terms, so I wasn't even aware of where she lived at. But I had got word about what they felt of, what they was thinking. Little cousin was like, "It's not right. It's not supposed to be like this." You know, that was something that my little cousin had said to me, and I'm like, "Damn, you right, but." The reality is, it is what it is, and you gotta deal with it. So I dealt with it. So, but after dealing with it, it's like we didn't get any closer. Like we didn't, we don't. It hasn't got any close, like at all. Like my youngest daughter, we sometimes love her to death. She only call when she needs something. I give it to her every time. You know, like that's my baby. Like I don't like how she treat me, but when she call, I still give it to her. And my mom, my dad, me and my dad talk a lot, but like the family, like it ain't, you know. Then the other side of my family, with my Alishay was close to, we don't speak like that. I don't even go around, but I haven't gone around in years. And it's been a few years, so I'll be trying to do more things to bring the people together in a sense. Like I'm gonna be like my birthday's coming up. I got a trip planned for myself, and then I'm gonna start maybe sharing that like birthday parties, bowling, skating, just the reason for the family to get together and just be happy, you know, because we are not happy. You know, everybody's hurt. We don't communicate. We don't talk. Man, we barely. I don't talk to my sister at all. You know, neither one of them. Just thinking about it. Let's talk about my older sister. She mailed me a letter, no, a card for what happened. Didn't come to the funeral. Me and her ain't that tight though. Like, uh, what else? Yeah, like they oh, the fact that they mailed it to me, I just moved to my spot. So like y'all went back door to take the initiative to figure out where I lived at, and but no one actually took the time to come down there. Like that was different. You know, not well. They didn't take the time. I ain't gonna say no one. This is talking about that the spaghetti click. But yeah, like for the most part, I'm glad it's over with. I can speak on it now. I can shed light on it and set the record straight. Like they was friends. Why she was doing, I felt as though Alice Shea might have possibly been living a double life. Like I don't know exactly what or why she was doing out there that time in the morning. You know, her going to school was something I heard. That she was out there trapping was something I heard. Like I'm not sure about it. I do know when she was shot that they stole her personal items off her, and I knew who had. They told me who stole it. So I was waiting to see like who came and I guess maybe collected it because the things that they stole from her, she the things that they yeah, football field. The same the last time. I'm gonna text you. No, not far. FKD. I'm gonna text you the draw. Uh, yeah. What was I saying? Damn, what was I talking about? Like, I lost my train of thought. My phone.
After he had your older sister that sent you a card, she
Oh
mailed it to
yeah, she mailed me the card.
you.
Like,
You had just moved into your new spot.
yeah, I just got. I just moved into my loft that I got, and it just was, it was just weird. Like normally, motherfuckers look you in your face during times like this. They hug you. They express their love. Not for me. Life is different. I tell Alishay she was different. Like your dad ain't the normal dad. Like your mom ain't your average mom. That you don't have your average parents. So some of your beliefs and things that we tell you, some people are gonna disbelieve. But at the end of the day, as a adult, you learn to make rational decisions. So you'll figure it out. But we just gonna give you both sides of it. Do we ain't gonna give you one side to where as though you're blinded to the other side.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is the reality of the world that you live in.
Also, you're not sugarcoating nothing either.
Yeah, and we ain't got time for that sugarcoating shit. Like the truth hurt. Like I'm sure me speaking this what might hurt some people. It's not my intention, but the truth hurts, and everybody can't handle the truth.
No.
And damn, he ran that shit out that stop sign. Damn. Uh, yeah, everybody can't handle the truth, and like no pun intended. Not trying to hurt nobody, not trying to stab nobody. Just want the truth out there. Like it's my child. I chose to sit there and take the time to do this and
Yeah.
express this. This is a lot I normally don't talk this much.
Yeah, you reached out. I know you
Yeah.
reached out to me over 2 years ago.
Yeah, just about 2 years, but
Just about 2 years now.
I
Yeah.
couldn't really like considering it was an open matter.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing that I'm saying to be end up in the courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, clearly you knew how to handle that situation.
Like it was for the most part it was a no brainer. My child was shot at Bridge and Pratt at the bus terminal with cameras everywhere. The little boy was sitting with her, so like they was friends. They on camera. Everything's on camera. At that rate, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out like he's going to jail. He's
Right.
going to be in jail.
Right.
Now, how long? That's up for y'all to determine. But on my side, I don't need to go down there and see something or hear something that I already know. Like I know you're going to convict him for this crime. It's on camera. Everything in Bridget Pratt's cameras everywhere. It's fucking set the district. I mean, set the bus terminals. Cameras everywhere. You're going to jail. You do something down there. So that was like okay, but going down there, I already know he's going to jail.
Yeah.
Like so, like my mom wrote a letter. My daughter went. My my baby mom was down there. Barbara Ann, Lizzie. Excuse me. A couple people came down. Well, I actually heard he didn't have nobody come down there, but he was mad about that. He made a mess, disrespecting my baby mom, calling her out her name, all types of things that, but it didn't help anything. The judge just smacked him in the head with more time than what he
Yeah.
probably would have get. But you asked for that, like you're not thinking whatsoever. But that's not my fault. So for the most part, like I said, it is. It's been a rough 2 years. It's only gonna get more interesting. Like dealing with this, you have mood swings, you have pain. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. Some days I miss her. Some days, you know, it's like I'm tired of missing her. It's like I know what happened, but I don't want to keep. Oh, where we at? I forgot. Yeah, I don't want to keep. I just want to get. I want to grieve. I want to grieve, and I just want to do the best I can with grieving. Like, and that's why I say some days you have your good days, some days you have your bad days. You know,
What I really appreciate is that the way you celebrate for life versus because some people can get swallowed up in the death part. But what you do is you celebrate a life. You take her everywhere with you. She obviously in your heart and your mind, but you wear it proud on you. You know what I mean?
embrace it.
Embrace it, yeah.
Like, can't deny it because it's now a part of you, whether you like it or not. Embrace it, and that was something I chose to do. Like losing friends growing up. You make hood holidays like my friend Bowie when he passed. Always he gave me the name Dip. So it's like shout out to Bowie, rest in peace, Bowie. Post things of that nature. Like so with her, it was like yeah, I can do that. But now I'm older now and I'm in a different position. So I could throw a party, or I could use the money for the party and take a trip. Like I have options. So the last 2 years, first 2 years, I chose to travel. When I'm thinking about next year, maybe taking off and doing a party, a family party.
Now, um, with the current state of affairs as far as your family, how would that work as far as like putting together a party, like invite? I know like it's tough on its own, but with the way that everything is going
book
between
the
y'all, like
book the event space. I could at that I would talk to the hierarchies in the family
okay,
and let the word spread the word, and the rest will be history. Like on the strength of the calls,
okay,
I believe the people will go come out, especially long as niggas like food and drinks. Like you tell them niggas some free food, some free drinks. You know what I mean? You liable to have a packed house as long as you can feed everybody. So yeah, I could. That's a concept that I might try for the third year because I'm the type of person that likes to switch things up and just mix it up a little bit, not be in the same routine. You know, like if I do decide to travel, I won't be going to. I went back to back to the same location, Dominican Republic. Her birthday is Valentine's Day, and it's around the Super Bowl, February 15th. So the Super Bowl is one of the biggest holidays on the island. So I go there. There's always a party.
yeah. I just was about to ask you what made you choose
That's
DR
one
out of
of
all the places that you could go.
I know. I know people. My man from DC, shout out to Ink Man. He be coming through like Bird man. Like I go with a couple people. I go with a group. Like it's always a group, and I'm in a loop of niggas that we doing a guys trip. Where we going? Like we going here with Cancun. All right, we going Cabos. All right, we going to DR. All right, we going Punta Cana. All right, like wherever, I'm with it. As long as you give me enough time where I can properly plan for it and adjust my budget, make sure the bills is paid, then I'll figure work out and I'll get it done. And if I like to go, so most of the time I'm going to be there. So they gave me that concept, and I took it. First time I had a blast. I ended up on stage getting lap dances by the what they call them, the Santana girls. I think that's what they call. They big over the Dominican Republic. Like it's a barbershop. They got their own little women that cut hair and dance and stuff, and they big over there. So that was fun. You know, hoping what I could do this year when I leave in 11 days. 11 days I'll be on route to celebrate, her birthday. She be 21 this year. I think I might go to the grave site too.
Now, have you been
No,
previously?
no. The grave site, I have uh I have mixed emotions about the grave site.
I can imagine.
Like, yeah, but it's not from the point that I'm about to say. Personal opinion, no proof, but personal opinion is that the when I said my baby mom did some shiesty shit with the funeral director and backdoored me for the expenses for the funeral because my daughter was a victim of a crime, so we was eligible for the money compensation. Baby mom backdoored me, got the money. Now using that money, she did get the tombstone. She did get the headstone for Alice Shay. Alice Shay has a headstone, but like I don't know, like I didn't know nothing about the program. When I was informed about it, it wasn't a rush. But the way I learned, they did something. They went straight to the state. They cut the city out. I went to the city. They went straight to the state. So that's why it was processed faster and
Yeah.
she received it. But it's like you didn't pay for it. I got the receipt. Think she paid $392 on it. Like she paid $400 on a $15,000 tab. That collections was taken. The church gave it collections. Homies put up. Like it wasn't like I just came out like as a family as a whole. So if some of that money can be gotten back and like spread that love that was spread to you back. Like, look, like I didn't know, but I was able to get some money back for this. So like you gave me something towards it. Here go some of your money back. Just you know what I mean? Like people got lives, people got families too. Like I appreciate all the help, but at the same time, I could have that would have been a great way to show appreciation. And it wasn't about at the time. It was about the purpose more than the money. So like it just rubbed me the wrong way all the way around the board. The words though I personally haven't been to the tombstone yet. Oh, this year I plan on changing that too. Like this year I do plan on going. This will be my first time going. My birthday this year be 21, so I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna get my pop and my daughter to go with me, like, cause we be supposed to do something, but my daughter don't like. She be on bullshit. Like we not a priority in her life. She grown. I ain't mad at her. But me and Pop be trying to, just hang out sometimes and just physically see your face and say hello
Yeah.
and everything. So, seen this comment. This wasn't her character. This wasn't that. But this is a situation where I guess they would say, watch the company you keep. You know what I mean? Like, but I can say, as a parent, like growing up in the environment you grow up, like sometimes like what I experienced does happen. Like I've been in friends around friends growing up. I had a friend almost shoot me by playing with a gun and it accidentally going off, and everybody thought I was shot. Mind you, that he was licensed to carry, so it wasn't like I was around some thugs. No, this is a motherfucker that's actually licensed to carry, showing off a new gun he got, playing with it, and the shit go off and almost hit me. So that was almost. I know of multiple situations like that. So to hear that her friend was trying to shoot somebody else and accidentally shot her, it's like, come on, bro, come on, like you could have did better. Like you could have made better judgment. Like especially when she was, as you making a decision to pull the trigger because that's the ops. Your friend is embracing the ops.
The theory too, like even that piece
Like
that
she's
you almost got shot by your friend, and then years later, that's see, I would have never known that. You know what I mean?
listen. Now that you said that,
That's eerie. Like to think about that.
it's eerie. That was one story. I forgot. Rest in peace, GDK. We was on our way. I think we was going to Wild or Dances. Gil almost shot me. Gil was riding. We was going to dances. He playing with his gun. He took all the bullets out, 38 special, and then he just started playing, like shooting,
Yeah,
just acting
kind of
like
Russian
that.
roulette. Yeah,
Right. He pointed at the driver window. No matter what he do, I was driver. He pointed at the front window. He pointed at my head. He pointed at his head. Then he pointed out the passenger window, and he shot the motherfucker window and the rear view mirror. And it was like, yo, like what the fuck,
that could have been one
like,
of y'all.
like Zarif and Za. I think who was with it? It was me, Za, Hot Dog was there, and Gil. I think we was going to dances. I forget we was going to. I think it was dances or nah. What's 923 something on Gerard? I think they joined on Gerard. I can't remember the name of it.
I think they bringing one of them back. I think they bringing 923 back.
Yeah, 923 did come back, but before I forget the name of it. I'm on right now. I can't remember the name before it, but I know that situation. Considering what you said about a friend almost shooting me,
Yeah,
I was talking about that one, but then I totally forgot the dumb shit Gil did. Like that was crazy. You bought that. You made me think about that.
Yeah.
That was my adolescence. I was like, that was my first car, so I had to be like 18, 19. Yeah, but to have me experience that and then have my daughter like she did it was like she never knew for the most part one of the expressions, like she never knew what hit her. Like she didn't feel any pain. It was over before it was done. It was over as soon as it started. It was one of them situations. Like she didn't feel no pain. That's why when the hospital was prolonging it, I was familiar with it. I had duty, psyche. I had been through that. I have been through that. Even Tater. Like Tater had life insurance, so he was on life support a little longer. But I felt like they just couldn't tell us because she was a girl and she was a juvenile, or she was 18. But like I needed to, I wanted to grieve. Like I wanted to speed up everything,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't want to be here to begin with. So at least I could do is make all this shit as quick as possible. Cause I gotta be here, and that's just how it is. We standing at what's this? Oakland and Van Kurt. This was the house she lived at previous to her passing. I would come here versus the house that she actually was living in. Due to unforeseen circumstances, it was so much going on around the time that she died. Like I had discrepancies with her mom. We wasn't on the right page. We wasn't parenting together. Like she was doing what she was doing, I was doing what I was doing. We was clashing, making it, and it just wasn't. It wasn't. It could have been better. So the house where she was actually living at, I wasn't really allowed there. I didn't know where they actually kept it. They did their best to hide it from me and keep it a secret for years. But this house I was at, this house I used to come to, this house I used to pull up, shit right where I'm parked at, and they would come out the house. It didn't look like this. They remodeled it. But this is where I used to come. Me, her, and Kiki's would sit here and we talk our shit. They tell me what they want, what they need, playing this and playing that, what we about to do, what we not about to do. You know, being a parent. I was active in her life, in both my children's life, and it's like when I sit here, I think of all the good times we had. Like the school was around the corner. Alice Shea was a knucklehead in that school, so we always I was always up there. The dean, I forget her name. Ooh, I can't remember this lady's name. I know this lady thanked me for my baby mom was tired of going up there. She like even though she lived around the corner, it was like your child keep acting stupid. It's your turn to go up there. So I respect that. I got up and I went there. It was a different effect when I went there. The principal or the not the principal. I think this lady was the dean. She thanked me for stepping in. I remember one time we was in the class. I forget what Alice Shea had did. I know she was in class. She was talking her shit to her homeboys. You know what I mean? You acting like a dickhead, and your boys applauding you, and you think it's cool, and you don't know your dad outside with your teacher, the dean, and the principal about talking about your behavior. So they let me know her face is like her facial expressions. They didn't like it. Like yo, she look at you like she don't care. And I say that because I'm listening to what she's saying, but I made the same face. And the lady was like, "That face right there." Like that face right there, like that's the face I'm talking about. Mind you, I'm actually listening to what she's saying, but I'm also tuned into what's going on in the classroom. And that's how I know Alice Shay and her homeboys was cheering her on for being a dickhead. Like she felt like being a class clown was cool. So in the middle of talking to them, I'm like, hold on one second. And I slid. I slid right in the motherfucking classroom. She didn't know I was there. I'm like, yo, get the fuck. I'm like, yo, get out here. When I'm talking about she tightened up. She tightened up real quick, like, oh snap, there go my dad. She tightened up real quick. So it was like, damn, that's one memory. What else here? Like, I used to sit out here with her. This time when she lived here, she had a little girlfriend. Uh, what is that child name? It's hard as shit to pronounce this child's name. No disrespect to this child. She ain't a minor no more. I don't even want to say her name. Anyhow, she had a little friend around here that I used to pull up with. Give her, oh, another memory. Oh, it was Christmas. I gave Alice Shay some money for her for Christmas because she needed some. She kept asking me for money for boots. Her mom let me know she took my hard-earned money that I gave her for boots. And I bust my ass, broke my back all day working hard to get you the money for some fucking boots. Alice Shay took the money and went and bought this little girl, Yuziki, some shit like that. I know some crazy shit like that. She bought her sneakers instead of Alice Shay buying her own self sneakers. And her mom only knew, I forget how her mom knew. I do know her mother confiscated the sneakers and kept them for herself, but it was her size. She like this dummy walking around. It was winter time too. She like this dummy walking around with I think Alice Shay was wearing Vans at the time. Like it's snow outside. She got Vans on. Like Vans and the snow just don't go together. Like Vans are not they canvas. Like your feet are cold. I don't give a fuck what you say. Your feet are cold. So uh yeah, like that's a memory that comes to me sitting here. What else? Fun fact, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about Alice Shay that nobody knew. Maybe her brothers and sisters knew, her mom know. I learned Alice Shay is crazy. So when Alice Shay first got her period, she actually was in her tomboy beginning of her tomboy phases, like figuring out who she wanted to be as a person, because she was a tomboy from the rip. I get credit for that. My mom and I'm like, you raised her like she was the little boy, but she's a little girl. Like, her sister Kiki's pulled me to the side like, Dad, like I don't want to wear a sweatsuit no more. Like I don't want to wear sweatpants and a hoodie. Like I want some jeans. I'm a lady. Like my sister, that's her thing. That's not my thing. I remember Kiki did that. But Alice Shay, when she first got her period, she didn't tell anybody at all. What she did was she stuffed her bloody panties behind the heater in her room, to where as though her mom noticed, like, yo, this bitch, I gotta keep buying her panties. Like, I'm buying her panties. Like, I know she got drawers. And yet her drawers keep magically disappearing. And I'm doing the laundry, and whatever in there, I know I'm washing. I ain't losing. Her mom, like, I'm not losing any clothes. Like, I'm giving her mom, like, her mom did her part as a woman. But Alice Shay thought that, I guess she was in trouble. I guess she thought she was wrong. Like, cause her mom is her mom, and she got two older sisters. Like, her mom on point with teaching her children how to be a woman. So it wasn't bad parenting at all. Like, Alice Shay just thought she was in trouble, and all you did was, no, like, you got a period. That's like a little boy. One day you're gonna be sleeping, you're gonna wake up, some shit gonna shoot out your dick, and now you're a man, just like that. At least what my daddy told me. That's all my daddy told me. I understood what he meant. You're a man because you can make babies. That's why you're a man. And you're a woman because now you can have children. That door swings both ways. But Alashay thought that it was something wrong, and she didn't tell anybody. Her mom, I think her mom was cleaning the house, or I was like both probably cleaning and just wondering why the fuck Alashay don't got no drawers. And I know I'm buying her drawers. Like I know she has drawers. I personally bought them, and I personally do her laundry. Why she don't have no drawers? And her mom was like, "Yo, this dummy been stuffing her bloody panties behind the heater, thinking she was in trouble." And all that, she got your period. Now, just tell somebody you get a pad. All you do is just say something. You're not in trouble. Just get a pad. Just get a fucking pad. Living here another time, I remember. Ooh, Alice Shay. Alice Shay was living with me back and forth. So when she was at my house, this was right around the time that her grandma died. Rest in peace, Roxanne. Her grandma had died, and Booby had just moved out. Uncle Booby had just moved out. I had Booby stuff stashed at my house. Like I had Booby clothes, so he ain't had to put stuff in storage. Like I had some of his personal items in my house. That Booby and Alice Shay about the same size. So like all I know is I put Booby stuff where it was at and I left it there. And because it's my house, it's supposed to be there, even though I didn't touch it in a month of Sundays. Now, in all reality, Alice Shay had helped herself to Booby stuff, brand new low shit, like brand new clothes. Like Booby had bought stuff, Booby tight as shit. He don't spend nothing but more money on clothes and them fucking little racing cars. That's my guy though. So he Booby really was mad. I remember my baby mom was talking to me about like, yo, he want me to he act like he wants some money back for it. I'm like, man, you know what's crazy? I felt the same thing. But like, yo, that's your niece. Like, you gotta chalk that. Like, and I ain't got nothing for you, and your sister ain't got nothing for you. So like, I don't know, Alice ain't got nothing for you. But that's another memory I get. Being here, Alice Shay started her little clothing brand living here. That Shea brand she was pushing. Uncle Count was helping her with it. Like she was down his little shop he had, doing whatever whatever the t-shirt process is and the clothing process is in general. You know what I mean? That's another memory that comes sitting here. I get a lot of memories here. Like my kids, I first got out of jail, they wasn't here, but then they moved here. They was on where was they at? Speaking of that, another memory. First day I got out of jail, I remember walking. My man Hot Dog told me where they lived at, so Hot Dog drove me down there, see my kids. I'm on a block. They not nobody answering the door, so I'm just looking for. I'm looking around, looking for them. You know what I mean? Like they not in the house. My baby mom not home. She actually pulled up later, cussing me out. I don't know why. Uh, Alice Shay was at the top of the block. She seen me from like a block away. She came yarding at me. Ran up, gave me a big hug. Like I remember that. Kiggy's was a little younger. So Kiggy's looked at me. Kiggy's gave me that look like, yo, I know him. Now she was younger, so like I can't like that looked like my dad, but I ain't sure. Like Kiggy's a little timid. Like Alice Shay thinks she tough, so Alice Shay had something to prove. And that was another memory. Cars right here. I remember her homies capped her up to that dare shit with kids, you know. And I remember my baby mom used to always say, like, yo, we gotta watch her. Like her tomboy shit, she got something to prove to the men because she wanted their respect. And she did get it too. But she put the work in. Like sitting right here thinking I remember her neighbor, one of the neighbors left the car door unlocked and a purse in the back. Now guess who? Guess who opened the motherfucking door and took that purse? Not because they needed the money, because they was gonna prove to their homeboys they was a rider, they was about it. Yeah, Alice Shay did that. Alice Shay did that. Yes, she did. She did do that. I remember that. I do. I do. I do.
She definitely, from the memories alone, is like
This
she was
is.
a character, man.
She was. She was a special individual. She was herself.
Yeah.
Like, and the funny thing is, like, Alice Shay did her best to mimic me. Like, she thought she was me. Like, sitting here, I can remember Dirtball. That's one of her older sisters. I remember Dirtball talking to me like, "Yo, she sounds just like you." Like, yo, when I called Dirtball phone, Dirtball like, "Yo, you sound like Alice Shay." Like, hold on, you do know I'm the parent. Like, how do I sound like the child? I'm confused. Like, make that, but anyhow, like, yeah, like, so she kind of did everything. She thought she was me. Sitting here another time, I remember the school around the corner. I forget what she did. She got suspended. Cool. Snow outside. It's cold. Took her to the car wash. Tight whips detailing. Strand had it. I'm not sure if Strand or Party had it at the time. I think no Party had it at the time. Under Strand, however they was working out, they was doing something. Party had it. I had Alice Shay. I made her wash cars. Like, it was right after the snowstorm, so everybody come and try and get that white and the salt washed off their cars. I'm like, well, you're supposed to be in school. You want to be in school acting like a dickhead. You getting suspended. So I had to pick you up, which means I got to take off work. So now you got work because I'm sitting at the car wash because I'm at work. So what you gonna do? Like, you gonna do my job for me. At the time I was working at Tight Lips, you know what I mean? I remember that around that area because every time my PO was fucking with me, she used to always pop up trying to catch me at the job or trying to catch me doing something wrong. Like, that lady was crazy. They was really crazy.
I'm
Uh,
glad, like just being around this area, and that just brought the memories back. You got like a final memory that just comes to mind being here, like anything like to cap it off.
uh, honestly, like you asked me, do I have anything?
Yeah,
And honestly, is this and the other house I guess was talking about when I first came home. Like, I could sit in front of either house and talk to you for days about memories. Like, to sit here and pick one out would just be unfair to each one. I'm gonna sit here and just talk to you, and whatever pops in my head, I'm gonna share that thought with you. But it's so many more that I didn't mention. Like, it's just whatever's coming to my head right now. So to honestly sit here and say, could I narrow it down to one specifically?
so many, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this is like
especially with you
this
being in
house
front of
and
you.
the
Yeah,
other houses, the only two houses that she lived at. Well, besides the third house, but I wasn't, for whatever reasons, I wasn't able to pull up there. I didn't know about that house till the funeral. Before then, well, I wouldn't even. If that's the case, I would use my house. I was up by Father Judge on Leonard Street. I could talk about that, like Alice Shay. The one memory I remember about that house specifically, I lived there for like 10 years. The one thing about that house, the only thing about that house that I can remember and I loved about it, for some reason, it was easy access for Alice Shay. So whether I wanted to see Alice Shay or not, I saw her. Like, she knocked on the door. I'm answering the door like, what the fuck is at my door? Like, 'cause I don't have company. Who's at my door? And you ain't talking about open the door to police. Like, who the fuck is at my door? My fucking child. That's one house she just, Dad, I wanted to see what was up with you. We come over. I never, I couldn't smoke with her. She smoked weed. I mean, she started smoking weed. I couldn't smoke with her as a parent. So I did used to give her some weed so she could smoke. But that was like, I'm either gonna give you some weed so you can smoke, or I'm gonna give you some money. You're gonna lie to me and get some money out of me, and then you're gonna take that money and you're gonna buy some weed out that money. Like you might say, Dad, let me get $20 to eat, but you only use 10 to eat and you use 10 on weed, and that's okay. But we're gonna call a spade, and I was just trying to eliminate all types of shit like that. So here goes some bud, and we sit there and we roll up and we smoke and we just talk. Like that house, I bought her a car. I remember she sat outside. The car was 100 degrees outside. 100. She inside the car, no air, no nothing. I bought it. It's hers. She on FaceTime talking to everybody. I'm sitting in my car. My mom told me she carried the keys, and she's her and them keys. That's another memory. Them fucking keys. When I bought her that car, right? She was supposed to have the keys. The car needed some work. It was cheap, and it was to fix her upper. I hadn't even started the process of fixing it up. She just schemed on me and finessed the keys out me. And then when I wasn't around her, she was flashing the keys on her joint, like the keychain so everybody could see. And she was like, she told everybody she hit the dice game. And she said she hit the dice game and she bought a car. And I bought the car the whole time. That was something else. Like I said, I got so many, but between these houses, like I don't want to keep saying the one that I wasn't allowed there. Just thinking about it, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say the house that I didn't go to based off the fact that Alice always came to my house. Like, I want to say that part. Like, I don't want to just keep throwing it out there because I don't feel like that headache that come with that. Headache comes with that. I'm experienced. I'm past that. All love, peace, forever share.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that
Uh,
approach.
yeah. So like, I couldn't pick one memory. Like
Yeah,
I could sit here and just keep sharing, 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 sharing. Because there's another one. This house we did the basketball, the drawing with the Chargers. She was the only girl on the team. She had a little game, but it was more people. Chargers show favoritism. The coach son was on the team. We rode the. I think it was the E train. We rode the E train the two from the local chip, the two tournaments, Boston and Delaware. We won the championship. We rode the E train. But after we was up, Yumbo was a beast. He made us up by like we was up 50 points. The coach made sure all the everybody else that didn't get in got in. And they always like making sure, shout out to Big Mike, making sure Alice Shea scored points was major. I got a jacket. I still got my jacket. I don't know. Damn, I should have wore it. I'm gonna wear it on the. I'm gonna wear it. We might talk again, so I'm gonna wear it down. I got a Frankfurt Chargers jacket. It's special because I was overweight for the Chargers when they had that. I was Ethan, my cousin Ethan. I was his biggest fan. I was at every game and every practice, but I never played. I just came with breakfast. I used to share my breakfast. Uh, I got a Charger jacket. Everybody, I'm a Frankfurt nigga, so it's like you got a Charger. You never play. Where the fuck? My daughter played, and we won a chip. Yes, I went to every game and every practice. I feel like I played, and just thinking, we're adulting these days. I'm an adult. If I had to pay for her jacket, I'm paying for yours. Why the fuck? I'm not gonna cuss. If I'm paying for yours and it's something that you never had before, while at the same time is something that I never had before, Yeah, I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing. I ain't shoot one jump shot, one dribble, one lap. But I was at every fucking game, at every practice. So when I had to pay for her jacket, you know what I did? I paid for mine too. I felt like I was a team player. Like I felt like yo, like I said, I went to every game and every practice. You on a team too. You want you like the sixth man. You are a visible player. Like you can take whatever label you need to fit in, but they gotta respect you was there with the team. So I get a lot of grief. My Chargers, my Frankfurt Chargers jacket is notorious. It is famous in Frankfurt. Like, how the fuck you never played for the Chargers? And it's like, I know I was overweight. I was Fat Al. I was Ethan's biggest fan. I was on the sideline. I get that. But I got to ride the bus too. Don't get it twisted. Coach Mark used to let me on the bus because I was Ethan's little cousin. So I got to ride on the bus with the players to all the away games. So yeah, like I was around. But I never played. So how the fuck I get a jacket? It got a championship on it? Like we won some shit? Oh, and it got my name on it. The boy how they do that? Like, oh yeah, now my child did that. I was on the bus with the winning team every game, every practice. I'm gonna keep playing that out because I was there. I take pride in that. Like I take her little basketball career. I put the ball in her hand. You know, I'm a fan of basketball. I watch basketball a lot. I, sports. I own DraftKings and FanDuel. They my bitches right now. They my bitches. I'm getting two. Nah, I'm lying. Between 3 to 900 a month off of FanDuel or DraftKings. That shit pay my car note. This shit, I love it. It's free, just off the brain. The brain power is amazing. But yeah, like
So you wanna
I could sit here and give you memories and all that for days. Like
yeah.
on a wrap up, I would say overall, I love my child. I love her to death. I miss her to death. If I could trade places with her, I would. Like what happened to her was like a freak of nature or accident, tragic event, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like Alice was shot by the ops. Like Alice was a gangster. Alice was a kid that when she graduated high school, she was trying to figure shit out. And in the beginning, shit got crazy and her life was accidentally, subsequently ended without any cause, measure, notification. We got justification, but my personal opinion, it don't change the fact of the pain. Like getting justice really I have a friend, Leah, she her little brother was killed. Same scenario I'm going through. He was killed. She tells me to appreciate what she used to tell me because I haven't talked to her in a minute. But she used to say, Leah used to say, appreciate the fact that you got justice. Leah didn't get justice. Leah's little brother is an unsolved homicide. And through ghetto gossip, the hood Bible, hood gossip, whatever you want to say, one of his friends, you know, played the part in all that. He went to the store, never made. He went to the store for his dad randomly, and never made it back. All she knows the shooter had Nike flip flops on. But she tell me appreciate justice. Like she walk around, she like yo, like All I know is that when I walk on the streets, because she still live in the same area that her brother was killed, she's like, when I walk on the streets, she feels uncomfortable. She's like, I know one of these niggas killed my brother, and I don't know which one. Like I know another situation, my man Flacco, rest in peace to Flacco. I met Flacco through one of my Dominican Republic trips. We had a good trip. We had a great time. First 24 hours on the island, Flacco had the whole island calling him Flacco. We don't know how, but that's just what he did. Now, on our second trip, I talked to Flacco, making preparations for our second trip. And less than 72 hours after I talked to Flacco, one of his homies allegedly did some shit that caused his demise. And I know that because my homie Bird, Mustafa, res- respect inshallah, Mustafa was blessed with the opportunity to wash Flacco up for his last, right before they bury him. So Mustafa let me know, like, look, like, it's crazy that we was just going on a trip. We was trying to get Flacco part two. And yet Flacco met the demise on some shiesty shit by one of his alleged homies. And Bird Mustaf was like his sister, Flacco's sister, asked Bird to respect the Nation of Islam. Flacco's sister asked Bird to wash him up. Like, yo, I don't want none of these niggas to touch my brother because I know that they they had something to do with my brother's death. So that's how his sister felt. No facts or opinion. I don't know. I don't want to be called a rat or nothing of above. I'm just speaking people's personal opinions that I shared on the script that I had love for their loved ones that they lost. So like it's so much. Like I said, like I could sit here and really be forever because like it is so much and like some of it pertains to Alice Shea, some of it might it's all relative, but sometimes it might spin off of Alice Shea and be about and I get the spotlight. But me being me from the very beginning, doing this right here, if there's spotlight, because that's not the purpose. The purpose is to set the record straight. Cause I talked to her uncle, Hockey Raw. Hockey Raw would had some discrepancies about some things that he was told. And Hockey Raw told me, like, look, like you her father. Like one side is saying one thing, one side is saying another thing. Like at the beginning, my baby mom was upset that I was telling everybody that Alice Shea was dead. And it was like Alice Shea was shot like in her chin, not sure on which side, but like in her chin area. And it came out towards the back of your neck. Like for the most part, your brain is like a computer, and that's where everything plugs into. So the bullet came in through her chin. Now, had it came straight out her chin or her cheekbone, Alice Shea might have been okay. But life is life. I'm not a religious person per se. If I had to choose one, I like Buddhism. I love the peace and the calm. I practice it. Raised under both Christianity, my mother, Muslim, my father. Both religions agree it is written. Previous to it happened. So with that being said, when knowing I was first person at the hospital, I was the first person at the hospital. I was with my sneaky link, dropping her off. I got the call, Booby called me, so I was close to the hospital. I go to the hospital. I'm the first person to talk to them. They let me know what happened. She was dead upon arrival. They revived her. Now at that point, I know, like, look, like for real, no disrespect, no shade, no gangster shit. We being adults. Please don't bullshit me. Please don't play with me. Please, please look me in my face and tell me the truth Nothing but the truth, as if you's a fucking snitch or a rat on the stand that worked the deal. Tell me that truth. Don't play with my emotions. This is my child. Like, if she did, it don't mean I don't love her. It means some shit happened that was out of my control, and I want to do whatever to speed it up. Only on like who wants to go through that to begin with? No one. So if you in them shoes, God forbid, you want that shit to be as swift, painless as possible. You don't want to go through that. Like, God forbid, and like, I live in Philadelphia, I'm from Frankfurt. A lot of people go through this. I'm not the only one. I'm speaking the story of multiple people. It's not just me in my city. This ain't about me. It's about the city in general. Like, everybody goes through this. It's sad, but this is the norm. This is the reality of the fucking world we live in today. I'm not pointing fingers at nobody because it's just a question mark. Why? How did it happen? When did it begin? All of the above. We can sit here forever and talk about that. You never know. But the reality is, people are losing loved ones, daughter, son, niece, nephew, whatever. People are losing them every day, each and every day. And I don't know when it's going to stop. Who knows when it's going to change? What I do know is happening. And like, I don't know. It's happening. That's the reality. Like, it's really happening. And like, I don't know, me being like, I went from being a witness to being a victim, being a part of that side. I went from losing homies, friends, fake homies. I mean, not fake homies, like fake blood, like bootleg cousins. Like, that's my brother. Like, we telling everybody we brothers. No, we not. With different mothers and fathers. I lost that, but it was a different pain when I lost my child. It was something like deep, something that hurt. Like, I couldn't really. Oh man, I could sit here forever and like give you ABC on like example A, example B. Uh, like, it's like, man, like, I don't wish that shit on nobody. But I know the reality and the life we live. This shit happening across the United States. Like, it ain't just like Philadelphia is one. Sad Philadelphia. Well, we lead the country. Last I do remember, we was behind. I remember the conversation was Philadelphia had less population than Chicago, but yet leaded Chicago in homicides. I'm not sure if today, as we speak, that's accurate or not. But the last time I had a relevant conversation, which I do have often, shout out to the morning crew. Uh, we talk about just life, like women, sports, politics, social media topics, backdoor, whatever. Like, whatever comes across everybody's plate. If you feel like talking, venting, expressing opinion, it's a safe circle. The morning crew. That's what we talk. Other than that, like, I don't know. Like I said, I can honestly I could sit here and talk forever. Like, but it's cold. I'm tired of licking my lips. I'm high as a motherfucker. Shout out to my connect. I'm on one. Jack was my best friend before what happened, but since it happened, me and Jack been real, like, like, we flipping out here, like, we flipping bitches. Me and Jack flipping bitches. Pause. Pause. Big pause. But like, I don't know, like, I go through a lot. As soon as the sun go down after a hard day at work, I'ma share my thoughts with Jack. I'm gonna share my thoughts with Jack and Jack alone. Besides them fucking dogs. Shout out to Sky and Rain. I ain't gonna talk to other people, too many other people. I ain't really other than that. Between Jack, Sky, and Rain, but I can't. Is that tip my head the Davey song? I tell my secrets to my dog. I never heard him tell on anyone. Like I don't really talk. When I'm drunk, I'm talk. That's why I make sure I got the liquor in me, got Jack with me, so I can focus on the truth. So I can bring the truth from within myself. That we coming up, or we just matter of fact, we just experienced 2 years of her being dead. Now we about to experience her 21st birthday that she's not here. So I want to bring that energy, that vibe, that whatever you want to call it. I want to bring that out. How I feel. Me. I don't want to speak for nobody else. I'm speaking for myself alone. It's a fucked up situation, but I do respect and I do know TJ was her friend. I do know that the person that killed her was her friend. I do know if she was here and she was alive, she would still be friends with him. What happened would have happened because I've seen that person. I've seen a friend shoot another friend accidentally, and we know it's an accident. They still friends. So I'm not gonna sit here and say fuck that nigga. I hope he died, even though at one time I was trying to take him off the earth myself. But the reality kicked in that you can't even approach that. The responsibility of being a parent, being an adult, is on top of you. And people, the world was counting on me, whether I had it or not. They expected me to come up with it. Whether I had to go hit the bank, hit the pharmacy, hit the Mac, hit the strip, whether I had to sell this dick, hit the pole, you name it. They give zero fucks. They just knew you was her dad and you had to pay for it. And shit, I invested my PUA wisely, still paying off on it to the day. I don't call it Big Bertha. I love Big Bertha, but Big Bertha, she had her course. Every ship runs its course. We on a new cell. This is Kit. Yeah. Night Rider. Night Rider, I know. Uh Kit is a pretty Kit, she's so pretty. I'm talking about one of them bad. I ain't even gonna say Dominican because I go to Dominican Republic, but truth be told, I got a thing for them Haitians. One of them pretty like Ami would say, Kit, she from the motherland. Only Rollo would know what I'm talking about. Like, she from the motherland. Like, this is what I do now. Like, this is what I do now. Like, I take pride in just trying to cope with losing a child. And it's something that you really never cope with. But I have toys, personal hobbies, the gym. Like, I do what I can to uh, compensate the pain. Like when you feel like, damn, it's one of them days. Like I'm feeling really like, yeah, man. I go to the gym. I might say, you know what? Call my circle. Like, who try to slide here and win just for the fuck of it? Like, I figure some type of coping mechanism that I personally feel as though it helps me as a person. Like some people might agree with it, some people might not agree with it. I don't give a fuck. Like however you choose to cope with this pain, because like I know I'm doing it different than my mom, my dad, her mother, her brothers and sisters. Like I know I might be doing it like, and people might think like he don't care, and it's like truth be told, he just continuing doing the things that make him happy that he was doing before that. To where as though what he's experiencing now, he can schedule the things he like to do around them dates of the pain that he's experiencing, so them things can help him keep his mind off the pain. But you know, everybody don't think outside the box like I do. So with that being said, like yeah, like I love my child. I love her to death. I miss her to death. If I could trade places, I would. If if I could buy her soul back, I would. If it was any amount of money I could pay. If I ain't have it, mask and glove, murder for hire. I'm selling dick. Like I'm selling drugs. I'm selling platters. I'm selling T-shirts. Like whatever hustle that niggas got to get that fucking paper, I'm all for it if it was to bring my child back. But I know the reality, no matter how much money I got, she's still gonna be gone. So now I just try to be an entrepreneur, and when I feel pain approaching, I increase being an entrepreneur so that I can use some of that money to personally compensate myself. I'm working hard. It ain't about nobody but me. And if I want to go away on her birthday or her death day, it's my business.
Thank
No,
you, because we definitely like
we
people need to hear this.
okay. Listen, we gonna chop and dice it. You gonna chop and
Yeah,
dice it, but this is like true fact.
yeah.
This is from the heart. I made sure. I made sure every episode I took 2 or 3 double shots personally to release the pain. Sometimes you want to bury shit. Sometimes you want to sugarcoat shit. This personal situation needed to be raw and uncut. It needed to be a drunken mind never lies. One of them scenarios. So thank you. God bless. Forever Shay. Shay, no. Let me rephrase that. Shay World forever. And stay tuned. More to come from Dip. Not sure what the name is gonna be. We gonna figure something in front of DIP. I might let y'all pick it. We're gonna figure out something in front of DIP. OG International Tells, Diptales, Tales from the Dip. Like we're gonna figure it out as a unit. But